girl Tanisha coming at you today. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Are y'all ready? But before the game tonight, I want to come by and drop a quick video, slide up in your little inbox or whatever situation may be. And I just want to talk about for my people who are in a relationship or a marriage, how you should argue versus how you shouldn't argue. Now, if you've been in a relationship more than a week, a month, you already know y'all are going to argue. Y'all are going to argue about something maybe small, or y'all may argue about something big. But either way it goes, if you're in a relationship, at some point in time, you're going to argue about something. He's going to want something, she's going to want something, and the other person is not going to want it. So, I just want to come and give y'all some quick tips on how to argue and how not to argue. First and foremost, and let me say this. Every situation that comes up between you and your significant other, every disagreement does not require an argument. Sometimes it's best for you to just be quiet. You go your way, he go his way, and y'all come back later. And if it's a big issue, discuss it. If it's not a big issue, just don't discuss it. Or it's really good to discuss it instead of just sweeping it under the rug. So that's point number one. Everything doesn't deserve an argument. Now, when you get to those topics that do deserve an argument, like whatever they may be between you and your significant other, number one, pinpoint the problem. Now, a lot of times when we're in relationships, we'll have stuff that happened before that may have went unresolved, and we never let it go. We didn't forgive the person for it. So when another argument comes up, we start talking about what's happening right now, and we talk about what happened last week, and we talk about what happened last year. So the key thing here is to just focus on, what are we arguing about right now? Is it because you did something I didn't want you to do? You did something that was inappropriate? What are we arguing about right now? And try to focus on that and resolving that issue. Because if you start focusing on too many different things at the same time, the point of communication will be totally lost. You'll both basically probably end up mad, even more angry, and nothing will have been resolved. Stay on task. Focus on what the issue is. Focus on what made you upset. Focus on what made that person upset. And try to resolve that issue. That's number one. Number two, as you're resolving the issue, listen. Because a lot of times when we're talking to someone and they're talking to us, in our mind we're formulating a response. We're formulating a comeback. We're formulating a, well, yeah, but you did this then. We're formulating ideas instead of actively listening to what the person is saying. Why did the person have an attitude? Why is the person upset? What did we say? What did we do? What transpired to get us to this point? Listen, and don't be so quick to retort. Don't be so quick to, yeah, but don't be so quick to be defensive towards the other individual. Number three, when you're communicating, don't do a lot of finger pointing. And by finger pointing, I mean, you did this, and you did that, and you did this, and you did that, and you did this, and you did that. A better way to come across is, I feel this is what happened, and this is how it made me feel. You were ignoring me, and it made me feel upset. Or when you ignore me, I feel upset. Not you. Because the other person is going to become defensive. I can tell you right now. Because nobody likes somebody to sit up talking about you did. Number, 4? I think we're on 4 now. Try your best not to become degrading or insulting to the other individual. And a lot of people suffer from this. As soon as they get upset, as soon as they get angry, they start calling people out of their names. They start saying derogatory terms. They start calling the person things that they shouldn't call them, that you have to later come back and apologize for. If you're that upset that you have, like, one day you telling this person you love them, but the next day they're, all these awful names, then you need to really check your style of communication. Because if you're that upset to where you have to call the person who you supposedly love or in a relationship with, or whatever situation may be, and you now have to resort to name calling, you've already gotten off task. You've already gotten off point. And you're already setting yourself up to fail, basically. Fail concerning this argument, fail concerning this communication, fail with regard to resolving this current issue. Don't resort to name calling, not to that person or to someone else related to them. Because, you're opening the door up for someone to be offended. You're opening the door up for someone to be, to feel some kind of way already. So, do not insult and do not act in a derogatory manner. 5, try to find a resolution. Don't argue or have a disagreement with someone just for the sake of doing it. Try to find a resolution. If something they did made you feel a certain way, try to talk to them to find out what they can do to curb that behavior. If something you did to someone makes them feel a certain kind of way, try to resolve it by finding a way in which you cannot, in the future, make them feel that way. And this is how you'll be able to, one, gain respect for one another, because you're trying to curb the problems, because everyone has problems in relationships. You're trying to curb the problem, and you're trying to see how in the future we won't have this problem. So that's the goal. That is ultimately the goal. That whatever you were arguing about a month ago, we shouldn't still be arguing about it now. We should have resolved it by then. If we were arguing about something about a year and a half ago, and it was just an issue that we had, and we still not resolved it, then someone doesn't want to resolve it. So if that's the case, then you have to move on to another decision that you might have to make. So ultimately, we can argue and we can agree to disagree and we can have disagreements, but we can still respect one another. And if you're in a relationship and you want to stay in that relationship for a significant period of time, then respect is going to be key. Because a woman doesn't want to be disrespected, and a man definitely does not want to be disrespected. So I hope I've helped you learn how to argue appropriately with your significant other. And actually, you can use these tips to argue basically with anyone, your mom, your dad, or whatever the situation may be. But I hope I've helped you, because I want to see people together. I want to see them happy, and I love love. So once again, this has been your girl Tanisha, giving you hugs from afar. And until next time, bye.